So today we're going to be coaching over the Ilios game that we had. I think this happened today. For the okay. So let's just start it.
Oh wait, it's ruined.
It's ruins.
Okay.
Don't really
Sorry.
I'm not really sure where was
See what happens.
Sorry, I thought it was the other map. With a windmill, because that's usually the one that.
With the windmill.
My bad. Yeah.
Huh?
We're gonna win this. We're gonna win this, aren't we?
We have a 37% win rate gain.
I will play really back, but
Mate,
defense.
Fraser, shut the fuck up.
Okay, clear.
Hey guys,
Clear
let the
comms
main
now,
tech
it
do the
says.
talk. Let the main tech do the talk, please.
I forgot my pen again. Alright.
Where they're running with us. Right, nice shot. Easy pick, easy pick. Push up now. They're running Lucio.
That's such a good pick.
They've got Genji on the right side. Go to the right side. That makes no sense, but nobody cares. They've got Winston right side. They're all right side. They're all right side.
That's why.
Winston half. Winston half. Winston dead.
That's good.
Guys. Moira's half. Moira's one. Okay, Moira, nice.
Dang, Smurf.
Lucio one. Get out. Let's get out. Let's get out.
Dang, Smurf.
Wait, what's this effect?
Everything went really well right there. They rushed right side, but we had a pick to start. So that means that our Widow could just dominate their whole team, which is what happened. They don't have a shield tank other than Winston. They're not pressuring our Widow.
Oh, she's dead. I can't reflect that she's dead.
Oh,
Winston, jump in! Kill the Winston!
that's a trash jump. That Winston's really bad. Look how late that his dive was. By the time he was dead, his Lucio and Diva got there. That's just a bad dive. Easy.
Lucio half. Lucio got healed by Moira.
Decent dashes, but you don't need a front line. I mean, it's working.
I'm close on Blade.
You're not really that close to Blade. That's kind of a bad call. You're not going to get Blade unless you go ham very fast. You're 70.
It's alright, just get back.
Diva half.
Now you're 80. Smurf still carrying. Holy crap.
Oh, shite.
You see, this kind of damage isn't necessary. You throwing 3 shurikens at a Winston isn't really doing too much for the team. It's building your blade a little bit, same with the Diva, but you frontlining isn't the point of you playing Genji. The dive isn't happening because they're diving one by one and dying. So what happens now is if you guys are on a defensive thing without some sort of dive, you as Genji need to be harassing the back line. You do not need to be up front shooting at the Winston. I mean, obviously the point of Genji is kill the healers or anything in the back that's squishy. That's what you need to be doing right now. You need to be on a flank, dashing, jumping, climbing up walls and stuff, not breaking the Winston bubble.
Diva anti.
Diva anti is a huge call out. That's such a sick sleep.
Save your nano for me. I doubt we're gonna need it, but just save it anyway.
Yep. You're right.
No, you don't.
This other team is really bad. You see, they're not coordinated enough. They have no idea what they want to do.
TikTok annoys me.
What they need to do, if you are on the other team right now, let's pretend that we're losing this fight. We're the other guys. What do you think has to happen? The Widow is dominating. Oh, are we going to go for the Widow? How are you going to get to the Widow? You haven't gotten to her yet. The other team's at 65%. They should be running goats right now. They should go triple tank, countering the 2 DPS that we have. And they should go double healer or triple healer. No, they should just run 3 tanks. That's what they should do, and they should try to go for Genji, because Genji, you're always in the front line, and that's just an easy pick. It should be.
Hey Dan, you
So it's on them to figure that out.
Is that?
I got.
Go on, speak up, boy.
Okay, clear comms again. Clear comms. I got Nana
Wait, no,
again.
that, Turkey, can you be a good woman and kill that, Lucian?
Genji's, you could hear him running behind. Oh, that's a Winston. Holy crap!
Winston.
See, they did exactly what I said that they haven't been doing all game, because that's what they're thinking. Yes, the Widow is the problem, so the Winston just went on a suicide mission to get the Widow. Like I said, it hadn't been working all game. They just need to deal with the Widow that you guys have in another way. They need to triple tank to where they're not all dying constantly to the one-shots. This suicide mission of, oh, the Widow's the problem, we need to focus her, is impossible. They can't even get through the front line. They're not smart.
Lucius left.
Oh, shite.
That's a pretty bad bomb.
Thank you, you bubble saved me. Come on, Diva.
Trace on me. Trace on me.
Easy. Oh, who's that Ana? The tracer on me and your team reacted. That was really good.
Randall, none of me, Randall. I'm right behind you.
No.
You
Oh,
autism!
he missed. Ha.
Just a zoning ult.
Okay,
Where did my switch go?
this is really good. Did he mean to do that? He probably, I don't know. Still good. So,
Nice, Sue, let's go!
there's so much more to learn here from the other team rather than from you guys. The other team
Good job, boys. That was
is
Go!
being pressured by a good Widow. So right now, a good lesson is
I slept the Genji.
there's a good Widow on the other team. Let's pretend. What do? You have to start running triple tank and 1 DPS. Or one of you has to start widowing and actually winning the fights.
Yeah, I agree.
Something like that.
Wait, I'm gonna go Lucio just for the environmental.
Yeah, this is a really good comp for this map. Your Widow...
I say if we
Ooh.
run Lucio, we're gonna need like a main healer.
Hayden, go Farah.
Gara, sure.
I can go Lucio if you want.
Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. Yeah.
They're running fire as well. We're gonna need a hit scan. Or I might be able to get like, again, my fire's a bit rusty, but I'll try.
Probably swap Genji for.
Wait, there's no fire, mercy, fire one. Wait, fire's got.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, that's a rip.
That was big.
I got no boost.
Fall back, guys. Fall back.
Fire's one.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
that's fine.
She got me.
So yeah, something that always happens on Ilios well is the other team is going to run Orisa, and so are you. So you have to think,
Do you want me to stay on fire?
how would you counter somebody running Orisa, right? You both are going to go here and try to get
Then my cruise
the suction and hope that you guys win the fight. That's kind of a shaky strat, because what if you lose? And the chances of you guys losing is pretty low. I mean, not pretty low. It's pretty much even. So 50-50 isn't a good idea. You guys want to go for the better situation, right? So you guys got a fair mercy. That's really good. You guys should run around. Instead of doing this, they come from here and they fight here. You guys come and you fight here. You guys should run around this part, because there's nothing that their team can do. And here's the cool part about it. You don't have to run an Orisa, but this is the Orisa ball, right? Orisa is going to suction you guys, right? That's the point, right? Oh, I want to suction you into the well. She can't do that if you guys are here. So she's going to suction. It's not going to do anything. You guys are all going to be right here. We're going to have a fair mercy in the air, shooting down on this probably 4 people right here. They're going to have a Lucio running around trying to get one boop like an idiot. We're going to have a Lucio. Speed boosted around, complete flank, nullifying their Orisa, pretty much making her pointless, and winning the fight. And then we can start holding an Orisa comp. But I'll type that into the chat, but that's how you would counter this and make your chances of winning the game higher first round, because breaking this hold is hard if they hold it correctly. So let's see what happens. What up, Dry?
Nice shot. I still don't even
Welcome to my coaching video. So look, like I'm saying,
McCree's off.
that's a really good boop. That's a sick boop. So, look, I mean, that's our Orisa. I'm guessing what happened was you missed your suck, so you're afraid to get sucked. So, you see, like, that's why fighting this versus this is you're gonna have to rely on your DPS completely. Yeah, dude, I haven't been streaming that much, but now that I'm coaching, it's way easier to stream stuff because I have more fun stuff to talk about. But this is it's a good shield for your team. But like I said, it's just a better idea to come around here. But this take is going to rely on the DPS to carry. Let's see if the DPS carry. You already got the McCree.
McCree's off. Push up with that pick.
That's a your counter. They went Fair Mercy. Yep.
I need some healing, please.
I agree with you trying to get the Zen in the back, but I don't agree with you flying over every enemy on the other team to get there. Dude, I'm doing good. Yeah, I joined a team as a coach. I'm not like a player. So I just review their VODs and then I send it to them. And I give them strategies. So yeah, dude, I mean, just don't fly over the whole team to get the Zen. But getting the Zen is the right idea. The Zen is going to die. Oh, that's so unlucky. Ooh, crap. You have a good hits. You have good hit scan players, so Pharahs shouldn't be problems for us. They have no DPS. Yes. Yep.
You don't have shield.
Always gonna happen. They're gonna go hog.
Hog off. Fire alone on the point.
These are hard shots to hit. I don't know if it's even worth it.
I'm dead. This McCree got me.
Yeah, look. Like I said, every time that I review a video, it's kind of easy to
Mercy makes them out.
just nitpick everything that the person who's recording is doing, and that's just the case here. But DPS is such an important job, so it's better to correct these things, if not nothing else. The McCree got their Pharah, so you don't need to be air fighting Pharahs. I mean, you would have killed their McCree if you were shooting at him. You just need to. It's just like every other position in the game. Mercy doesn't run around with her pistol out because her job's really to heal. So you don't need to be worrying about the Pharah. You should trust your teammates to kill her, which he did. And meanwhile, you're turned around trying to air shot a Pharah and a McCree kills you. Things can go wrong from there if your team isn't saving you. Learning live, Fraser. What's up? Jane 2.0. Dude, I wish I was Jane. He's so cool.
Try not to die all alone there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna go for a risky ult, but it might work.
Risky ult is a really good idea. So this is something, actually, speaking of Jane, that Jane said. In terms of risk versus reward, there's a threshold for how good you are as a player. So this is like an average skilled player. And pretty much what he says is how bad you are. So this is being bad. How bad you are as a player determines how normal you have to play. So if your aim sucks, that means you have to play even more normal and more with the team than usual. But if your aim's good, you can do more high-risk plays. Did you play against an EU team? Because I know someone who's called FHG. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're EU. This is an EU team. So, if you are a good player, or even if you're not, you can take risks that may provide some super huge rewards. So like this is a really good idea. I'm going to go for risky ult. If you're calming it and you have a mercy pocket, I think the chances of it working are pretty high. And if it works, it's really good for your team. Let's see what he does. Yeah, it worked. So, I mean, it was kind of unlucky. just the pool of applicants that you got for the ult. I would have gone for the Zen first. He wouldn't have been able to escape, and then I would have gone for the Orisa. I think you probably only died because, well, they are fair mercying, so it's easy for you to die. But you did get a good pick. They're gonna res it though. That's the only unfortunate thing. If you would have got 2, it would have been better. But the idea is correct. There's no problem with trying something risky. Any tips for Diva, Hog, Zarya? And yeah, you know them? Well, that's cool. So yeah, well, it depends on the map really, because everything's so situational. I would say, okay, my biggest tip for Diva actually is to just constantly spam her E. She has those missiles that fly out, so pretty much your E's on a little cooldown or whatever. Just consistently spam them, because if you do, the chances of you learning how the projectiles work increases, but not only that, but your ult charge is going to go up a lot. I find myself consistently getting a Diva ult just because I'm spamming their tanks. So usually you run a Winston Diva into another Winston Diva. That just seems to be the case. So not only are your projectiles going to break the Winston shield almost immediately if you're just constantly spamming, but there's really no problem with it. It's not like you're always going to get picks from your Diva missiles. It's not like there's some huge cooldown that you really need to have just in case you fly in and the Mercy's low. You're never going to one-shot somebody. I mean, you will, but like the 1 out of 100 times. So use them to build ult more than you should use them, just save them for like a specific circumstance. I see a lot of people holding their Diva missiles way too long because they think that they're going to need them when they fly in and start fighting, but I mean, they're just like not using them enough. Just like with the team yesterday, we weren't using our ults enough. Sometimes Divas hold their abilities too long. Let's see what's going on. Try to focus on our tank play. So we lost a fight. We got a McCree. So right now is a really perfect time to explain this. We lost a fight, but maybe 3 seconds after we lost, we got a pick. So what this means is that we're going to spawn in, what is that? Maybe, let's say, 7 seconds, right? We're going to have a full regroup in the spawn in 7 seconds. They're going to have a full regroup in spawn in maybe 10 seconds, right? So that means 3 seconds, you guys will regroup before they regroup. It's really huge right now if you guys can regroup. Like, if you don't die fair, if the McCree who got the kill doesn't die, the 3 seconds of a regroup is 3 seconds of a 5v6. So it's pretty much like in sports when there's a penalty for the other team. The average SR of this team, they're high plat, 2.8 or 2.9 is the average SR. So like in sports, if there's a penalty for another team, then you always go in a man-up situation. So it's always good to have one more player on your team, obviously. So every second counts in these situations. So if you guys are there 3 seconds before the McCree comes up, that's 3 seconds that you guys have to completely wipe them, completely outdamage them. And it's just depending on what you guys do with those 3 seconds. But it's 2.9. Got it. Yep. That's such a sick shot. Okay, so that's not going to happen often unless you get really good, but things like this are what I call ELO plays. And pretty much if you want to get SR in comp, you need to do ELO plays often. Because 6 shots like that don't happen, but 6 shots like that legitimately win you games. So like a 6-man grav is an ELO play. It's a play that is pretty much guaranteed to get you ELO. So like a sick play is pretty much a win. So doing those more wins, but it also requires more risk or a better aim. We should calm that hog hook's down.
Hitting his shots.
Yeah, our McCree's pooping on them. Look at our DPS in the kill feed. That's so good. That's so good. Our DPS killed everyone.
Wanna get my
Our tanks protected them, made some good space. We pushed in. I actually want to see how you guys pushed that. It looks like you guys went around. So, you're gonna start streaming from now and then? Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming these VOD reviews. They're really... I like doing them. And the team's really good, and they are receptive, and they always try to listen. So, pretty good from my stream too. But look, you guys went around, which is so genius. Naturally, you guys went around because you guys, almost like a basic instinct, you decided, oh, I died too much into this well. So you go around, Tracer, or not Tracer, Fair, you got really lucky that he didn't kill you with that hook. He tried to hook you into the well. You should have called that the hook was down. That's a really big call out, because that could mean the difference of your team getting more aggressive, knowing that the hook's down.
I missed that. Wait, where did it go?
So, the hook, both cooldowns are down. That would get anybody into a well, but we're on a sick flank. So that's kind of why this worked out, because their hog didn't have anything. Oh, everything opened up.
This McCree's hitting his shots.
And just roll. That was good. Like, yeah, I mean, that's just so stupid.
You know what?
Like, there's nothing else to say other than that McCree's really dumb.
Push up.
And you guys are fortunate to have received that gift from him.
Can I some heals? Mercy. Cheers.
Did the fair just ult?
No.
Wait, no, McCree just ulted. McCree doesn't have ult anymore.
It's actually the first time I've heard an alt track, which is something that I wanted you guys to work on. So we gotta keep in mind their alts, even though their alts kind of suck. DPS alts are important, but they have some pretty bad alts.
McCree got sent in. I'm dead.
Yeah, like I said, if you're gonna be in the air shooting at a Pharah as Pharah, you're pretty much just wasting your time. The chances of you hitting the air shots are really low until you get to a Grandmaster level. So you pretty much are just giving your their McCree uncontested space to shoot you. You're just letting him kill you because eventually he's gonna hit 3 shots. Just wanted to step by because I saw you online. It's pretty late. Oh, later. Yeah, I usually get with you when you wake up, so. Thanks for coming, Dry.
Yeah, McCree's hitting his shots.
Yeah, you see, McCree's not hitting his shots. You're allowing him to. You're not doing anything to counter him hitting his shots. You're turned around, shooting into the air, rockets that aren't hitting at another Pharah, while the McCree misses 10 clips, and then eventually he hits you. If you were shooting at him, he'd be freaking out. He'd be missing. You probably actually would kill him. You'd hit him with 2 rockets. We were pretty uncoordinated there.
Diva. Yeah.
It was a lack of a planning. You guys didn't really plan what to do for the next fight. Kind of just stood around and talked about who had ult. Do it. Yeah. Too late. You would have done it earlier. I don't know.
Beautiful.
That's a... Can't believe they let you res.
Mercy one. Mercy dead. Let's get the res on Arissa.
Alright, the one thing that's good about you fighting the enemy Pharah was that you distracted her. So you can try to outplay her with like a simple mind game where you shoot at her once and then she'll start fighting you and then you start ignoring her.
I'm just trying to prove
Your
a point,
movement could
so they won't be able to test.
win yourself the game.
Bullock's going right. Soldier right side. Soldier point. Soldier point. Soldier one. Soldier dead.
You got 2 dead.
Fire one. Fire dead.
3 dead.
Approaching the drop zone.
There's a legitimate ad that just started running. So that happened. See what else is going on here. Oh, well. That's boring. I don't know why that happens. Yeah, but if you're in the air fighting a Pharah, it's better if you don't. But if she's fighting you,
What's the one? What's the one?
pretty much 1-for-1. Whoever's McCree kills the other Pharah first.
Guys, 30 kills, 0 dead.
Let's go, dude. GG, boys.
Pog champ, dude.
Wait, are we doing the other map as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. So you guys won,
Yeah.
and you get to play another map for free.
The other one is. Oh, yeah, that.
So, actually, yeah, gotta see how you play this map.
Yeah, that one.
Later on when you guys get more practice in together, after you win, like, if you always win Lighthouse, you can start doing weird stuff on the third map. If you always play 3 maps.
Want me to go what?
Ashes on PT are huge, dude.
It's a pretty huge dive map, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it recommended me streams based off of the VODs I've been watching. Huge. Alright.
Technically, it's fine, yeah.
Now this is interesting to me because our McCree was doing good. So you going McCree is like, why are we taking him off McCree? You see, but it's good. If you guys want to take the third map, if you win 2-0 and you want to do some weird shit on the third map, that's completely fine. Because it's a really good time to practice and do things that may or may not work.
I have mercy for Farah.
He's a good farm. Well, they have Farah again.
Did I far again?
You came out of spawn a little late. Kind of weird.
And mercy.
Mercy one, mercy one.
Your aim's not that bad. What?
How did that?
That stun should have hit, but you gotta pick. Your team's kind of spread. Brig was fighting somebody, Ana was somewhere else, Diva was backing up. That's why that happened. They kind of came fast, made you guys turn your heads, and that's what happens. That's what I was talking about with the fair thing, and yesterday I think I talked about it, is if you have 6, and they have 6, but you're all right here, and they have 1 right here, 1's in the sky, and 1's over here, that means you guys are going to have to, oh, look at this guy. And then you guys are like, oh no, look at this guy. And then you guys are like, oh no, these guys. They're just going to destroy. So, like I said, you don't even need to aim at that point. If you're these people, on these flanks, you're Pharah, you hit 2 rockets. Somebody's low. This is a tracer, they come in, kill him. And then it just rolls from there. You don't even need to aim at the point where you all position yourselves correctly, because there's a lot of predicting what the other team's going to do, just like chess, but it's
Yeah.
way more direct. You kind of just like them,
Half now, she got healed.
and they're going to turn around. They're not going to ignore you, and if they do, you kill them.
Left side.
So it's really easy. You can 100% predict what your enemy is going to do in a situation. You just have to play ahead of that. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that the McCree should have swapped off McCree.
My French friend was just okay.
We flipped point. Don't know how. No idea how.
Kill the monkey. Monkey. Monkey.
Their team must be completely disorganized past this. Their tracer's running amok.
Is it half? Is that one? Is it dead?
You guys are doing good.
Oh, shit. Monkeys one. Monkeys one.
Alright. So look at this. This is insane.
Pretty good soldier.
So you get the D-Mech on Diva, right?
Monkey. Monkey.
Our Ana dies.
Monkey.
We rally. Monkey dies. Our Fraser gets D-Mech'd.
Mercy half?
Mercy's half. Nobody's dead on the other team yet. We're rallying, and they're bullying 2 people on point. Like, so, look. We have 1 low, 1 low. A couple people are low. Mercy was half. McCree hit a good shot. So now what? There's no way we can win the fight, correct? Everybody on our team's dead. Both of our main takes, pretty much. They Justice. Looks like a pretty shit Justice. Their Zen doesn't clip you. He almost does. You kill him.
Is it one? Is it dead?
Their Fair just kills herself. You get The freaking Tracer. You probably stun comboed her. She kills herself. That's lucky. But, I mean, not really. She's bad. She created her own bad luck. And then we get a remech.
Monkey is one.
That's insane. Monkey ulted. He's one. Tracer killed him. Diva's one.
Okay, Diva kills herself.
There's yeah. Look at this. This guy's so mad. They didn't focus anybody. Their comms were bad. You guys didn't necessarily calm like crazy, but the things that you said were so important. Mercy's one made your McCree go, oh, killed her. Brig didn't say anything, but she immediately just killed the Tracer by herself. So even though this was half gone, this was gone, we had a 4 and a DMech. So we pretty much had 3 people. They should have went for Baby Diva. Their Pharah killed herself. Winston and Diva stayed alive for a long time. He almost killed you. You killed him though. So I mean, just a small calm like Mercy's won, pretty much won you that game. Because the McCree was like, oh, Mercy's won. And he just like looked to the left and shot. And he hit his shot because she was one. And he killed her. By the way, that's really toxic. You're toxic. How do you have a 1? How do you not? So, small comms like that can win you unwinnable fights. They really should have won that fight, but they didn't focus anything. Fraser, do you have your point of views available for these games? Because it would be good to see what's up with the tanks.
Alone in that little tiny room.
I kinda have a math exam tomorrow and I kinda need to study for it.
Yeah, I also have a math exam tomorrow.
I had a math exam today.
Alright, we're NA coming, talking about our math exams.
Okay, guys, you gotta come close.
Tracer, what Tracer, what killed the Tracer?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about our math exams.
Zen,
Could
Zen,
have
Zen,
not
Zen,
died.
Zen, half, Zen, half.
Everybody else died at once. Their Mercy sucks. Dagger this Zen. I would have staggered that Zen more. Let's work on that. You see a Zen there, somebody should call a stagger. Let's see. What? Probably 10 seconds that you guys could have saved.
Tracer me white, Tracer white.
That guy has 15 accounts, that's why he's won. Oh. Not this time, next time I got it.
Mercy one.
Yeah, everyone's just dying. You guys are diving together. Look at this. The Diva and the Winston are next to each other. You're looking at the back line.
DPS on me.
Their Mercy's always out of position. Look, here's the thing about Pharahs and Tracers. This is a pretty important tip. So say there's a Pharah in this guy here, and there's a Tracer over here. If you're a McCree or Soldier, if you hit the Pharah 2 times to half health, she leaves, dude. She's not going to stay there and die. Because if she does, it's easy for you to kill her. Same with Tracer. If you hit her once in the head, she's going to recall. And then she's one. Then you hit her again, she's going to run away. She's going to blink out of there. These people, the flankers, that's the crux of being a flanker. If you get hit, you're close to dying. And if you stay, you die. So you have to leave. So you don't even have to, you just have to control these people as a DPS player. You don't even have to kill them. You just have to look at them and shoot. You're going to hit a shot. And then they'll leave. And then they'll come back with health, but after you've dealt with the rest of their team. It'll be really easy.
Genji on the right in the health pack.
Good call out. Tracer killed herself. This person killed themselves twice. I mean, cool.
Well done, boys. Of course.
That worked.
When Hayden says he's getting dived, you gotta help him.
Yeah.
The last round you did. In the last round you did, but in the first round he got dived all the time, and yeah.
Did I?
Wait. Hayden, what's the play?
No, sorry, I meant the round.
He stole the boop. The Lucio booped them, and then the Orisa sucked them into that.
What was I about to say?
Alright, cool. The other team was pretty bad. They played really bad yesterday. Or today. So that kind of went in your favor. They just didn't have strong DPS. Our DPS is looking really strong now. The DPS that we've been running the past 2 days has been really good. They've been getting a ton of picks, and it's really easy when you have a DPS completely carrying you. Today, I think I'm going to give one tip. When I do it, I'll do it without face cam so you get more view of the map. Got it. That sounds good. Yeah, because it'd be cool to see how that works, because pretty much the biggest reason that you can win a game is your tanks play good. So I would have liked to see your point of view on that, the tanks, how much space you created, and how good your dives were. Because I mean, from the result, they were really good. The captain wasn't playing this map. Are you saying that's why the DPS was good? No, yesterday the captain played DPS and he was doing really good at McCree too. Today you guys gotta focus on trust. Trusting your teammates is really important. I know, I'm kidding. So, like when you're Pharah dueling another Pharah, you don't need to do that. You have a McCree shooting at her. You need to be shooting at the ground. I know you want to make a big play, but I'm sure you've heard this before. Your ego, it's pretty much what it is. As any hero in the game, just like yesterday when our Reinhardt went for a Sombra kill instead of blocking a Shatter, the ego of you guys wanting to carry the game shouldn't cost your team to lose. So you really need to just trust your teammates. I mean, that's the whole point of being on this team, is being in a functioning organization, to where they didn't ask you to join the team because you were a hard carry. They want you to be a functional member of the team doing your job. And if somebody doesn't do their job, then that will be the reason that we lost a fight or lost a game. But you do not have to pick up somebody else's slack. So as a Pharah, you should trust that your McCree will kill him, the other Pharah. You don't need to be fighting that. Now, distracting the other Pharah is good as long as you're still hurting their team. Same with Reinhardt. You don't need to be going for picks when your team needs a shield up front. Same with Ana or Moira. You don't need to be solo killing Genjis when your Reinhardt has no health. I mean, that's different. You can heal him to half and then solo kill a Genji, but that's just you being really good. We all have jobs on the team, and we need to trust that everybody else can do them. And it's going to be a lot more relaxing. It's going to be a lot easier for everybody else to play the game if they aren't trying to be the solo carry. Because, like, think about, yeah, things like that. And that's what I was talking about yesterday, Fraser, with the Pharah ult, and you fly at her with Defense Matrix. That is your job. And yesterday I was talking about how we need to keep a better inventory of their alts, especially their really good ones. So like a McCree High Noon isn't really the best alt, it's worth noting, but we need to be saying, oh, they have a Pharah alt. And then it's not just good enough to say, oh, their Pharah is going to ult, don't die to it. We have to have a plan for what do we do to the Pharah ult. Oh, the Pharah is going to ult, I'm going to eat it. Just like what people do with grabs. Like, oh, they have grab, I'm going to try to eat the grab. Because at least you have a plan. Because even if it's a 30% chance of you getting it, what's better? 30% or a 0%? If you guys are just going to run away from the Pharah and try to shoot her out of the air, which is easy enough, you have a 30% chance of eating the entire Pharah ult. Your team's going to shoot her down. Nobody dies to it. Or you have a 0% chance of eating the entire Pharah ult. Somebody might die to it. It's just having a plan for every ult is really important. And that's why there are abilities in Overwatch. So what did they have, a tracer? Tracers get a pulse bomb me. You know, you have to figure that out. If you think that the tracer's going to target the Ana, have the Brig stand next to the Ana. So when the tracer comes up to stick her, the Brig stuns her. Things like that. We have to keep a better inventory of their ults and how to counter them, because it's really not that hard, and it increases our chances of winning the entire game. So that's a good point. I think we still need to work on that from yesterday. That counter ults. Yeah, and back to the point of trust. If you guys are playing your roles, it's going to be a lot easier. Just like when you play solo queue and comp, if you've ever gotten carried before, it's really easy. And it's like, wow, I'm getting carried. But are you? Because if you're playing a Reinhardt and you're shield up, that's your job. And if your DPS is killing everyone, are they carrying you, or are they doing their job? That's the point. It's supposed to be easy for everybody. The DPS should get the supports to help heal them and help them kill people, the tanks to create space, and the DPS shouldn't feel like they're doing so much work because that's their job. And it's being made really easy for them because the tanks are doing their job and the healers are doing their job. So the tanks are going to be like, wow, this game's really easy. All I'm doing is walking around with my shield because you're doing that correctly. The DPS has enough space to do their job correctly. The healers have enough space to do their job correctly. The healers can heal you and the DPS. There's going to be no worries. You just have to trust that your teammates are going to do their job correctly. And if they don't, we can work it from there. I asked them, should we find a scrim these people who want to scrim on the PTR? Test Ashe? Dude, that'd be sick. If you could scrim on the PTR to test Ashe early, yeah, might as well. There might be a couple of Ashe nerfs from the PTR, but there's really no problem with trying to get a jump on that. I don't know how good Ashe will be. The teams you guys have played recently have had bad DPS. So the scrims that you guys are going against don't really have good DPS players to begin with. They're usually running goats, or like today, their DPS is just not that good. So I don't know how much you guys need to worry about playing up against a good DPS, because you guys are, I don't know if they're bad or if you guys are just really good at DPS. But until you guys find your match, I don't know. It depends. I don't think it's that important to scrim versus Ashe right now. Just because, I mean, yeah. Last time I checked, there was a buff to Ashe. 35 to 44 damage hipfire. Yeah, ooh, that would be OP. Yeah, that could be a debate. Dude, that's insane. Can you imagine? Because her shots are like 2 per second. You'd pretty much kill a Zenyatta just by walking up close to him. Yeah, I don't know. But if that's the case, I think we should all start maining Ashe. Yeah, we're gonna have to play Ashe. But our DPS are good, so I don't think we should worry about that. But we're going to play Ashe, more than likely, as swaps off Widow, but I mean, I don't think we need to worry about our aim. Our aim's really good. We just need to do these two. Same from yesterday. This one's different. But yeah, it's just pretty much role playing. You guys know that the reason that we play a role on a team is because that's our role. So why are we trying to jump ship? Racer, you don't try to DPS. So there's no reason that somebody else should try to be the tank. You know? We don't need our Genji in the front line tanking. And we don't need our tanks going in their back line DPSing. I mean, every now and then it's a huge play, but you know what I mean. Pop, do something. Yeah. Bob's kind of strong. Bob's OP, actually. Not gonna lie. If used correctly. Just people have a tendency to mess things up really easily. So yeah, that was a really good scrim today. We won. We won, and we won on Kings Row earlier too. I didn't want to watch that game because you guys play Kings Row every day. So that's better. You guys better always win that map starting from today. But I'll watch the next Kings Row game. It's just I've watched too many too soon. I don't want to DPS some shit at that role. At least mastered. Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. It's why you play tank on a team. Oh, it was theirs? Yeah. Well, irregardless of whose map pick it was, you guys are always playing Kings Row. But it's good. I mean, it should be your strongest map in that circumstance, or in that case. I might watch it later to review what you guys did. But for now, I'm going to upload this to the team channel, and I'm going to, what's it called? Type these key points in, and I'm going to give you that Ilios strategy. That's what I'm going to do. Or I might give you that Ilios strategy tomorrow. I might work it out. Just go goats. Goats are so easy, dude. Only go goats if they're tearing you up. And you don't even have to goats. You just have to triple tank. Triple tank has always been a really good counter pick to a high damage team. Or a high cleave damage team. So if they have a good Genji and Widowmaker, just go triple tank. 1 DPS, 2 healers. Easy. So easy. They're not going to be able to kill you as often. Did you like the flying goats we did yesterday on Oasis? I didn't watch the Oasis game. Yesterday I watched, maybe it was 2 days ago, but I didn't watch the scrims from 2 days ago. I only watched 2 games from yesterday. It was like an hour. I watched Kings Row. What was the other game? Was it Lijiang? You guys lost Lijiang and won Kings Row. That's what I watched. But yeah, dude, Flying Goats was really good. Flying Goats, regular goats. Like I said in that one vlog, that's the reason that those things exist. They're meta strategies because they are the best strategies. If you want to win, this is the best way to win as of right now. Goats. Winston, DV, Zarya, Zen, Moira, Lucio was the team comp. That's a really good team comp. Yeah. That's OP. Like, as boring as it may be, you have to understand that like those things exist because that is super strong. Like I said yesterday, Hanzo Zarya grab wasn't meta because it was fun. It was meta because that was the best way to win every single game that you had. It was the easiest way. And that's the whole point, is winning and ranking up and doing good and beating the other team. So kind of have to be meta slaves if you're on a team. And that looks kind of fun, to be honest. Flying goat sounds way more fun than regular goats. Regular goats is just running with a hammer and a brig and swing around. Flying goat sounds interesting, or more interesting. Bubble the Winston or something. Alright, Fraser, I'm gonna get off for today. Thanks for coming. Thanks for learning. Try to get more people in here. Maybe I'll start broadcasting when I'm streaming rather than just posting the VODs. That's a genius idea. Wow. So, you love flying goats? Well, that's perfect. Meh on regular. Alright, dude. Thanks for coming. Yeah. I'll tell everyone when I'm streaming next, so maybe they can watch it too if they can. So yeah, I'm gonna post this now. Later.